welcome to Buchardt Audio. My name is Buchardt, and in today's video I will show you how to set up the active speakers. Now this is mainly if you buy them as a bundle with the Platin Stereo Hub. And we will also go over how to set up the Zen microphone as you add that as well. So let's get started. First, when you unbox the speakers, you'll be greeted with that white box, which includes the Platin Hub, which you see right here, the small black box. Also have the antenna you get with it, and you'll get a remote, also batteries for the remote, and also an Allen key to exchange batteries if you need so. There is also a power brick, and let's just plug in power right now. And right now you'll see that the Platin Hub is doing its booting process. Now that is indicated by the front LED is slowly flashing. So after a short while it will start to rapidly flash, and that means that the stereo hub is ready to be paired to your home Wi-Fi. Remember to plug in the antenna as well, otherwise it might not find the Wi-Fi. So to do the first setup, pairing it to Wi-Fi, you have two different methods of doing this. You have, if you are only on iOS, you can set it up as an AirPlay speaker. That is extremely easy. I will go over this first. And secondly, you can set it up from the Google Home app, which you can download on either the App Store or the Google Play Store. And if you don't set it up from Google Home, you will not have access to Google Cast. So just keep that in mind. I will start by setting it up as an AirPlay speaker, so you can see how that's done. So grab your iOS device. Right now I have the iPad right here, but it can also be done on an iPhone as well. You go into the settings and you press the Wi-Fi, and this is of course where you can see all the available Wi-Fis. When the hub is ready to be set up, it will pop up as an AirPlay speaker. So let's just wait for that to happen. Okay, now we can see that we can set up a new AirPlay speaker, and that's the stereo hub and a bunch of numbers. So let's press on that, and it will ask you what kind of Wi-Fi it wants to be set up for. If your phone has been connected to the 5 GHz Wi-Fi, then I recommend that you select the 2.4 GHz from your router. That seems to be the most stable for the hub, and it also has better range. And you don't need the speed of the 5 GHz anyway. So let's just press next. And it will now connect the stereo hub to your home Wi-Fi. So that's actually it. And when it's completed, it has connection, and then you can already start to stream to the hub. The next thing we will do is download the Buchardt app, so that we can utilize all the features of the hub as well. That could be room correction, manual EQ, and all the other features we have. So press the Buchardt app. When you start up the Buchardt app for the first time, it will ask permission to use your Wi-Fi and your Bluetooth and that. Remember to allow it that, otherwise it won't see the hub. So we have just refreshed here, and we can see the stereo hub. If you need to do a refresh of the app, you can always press the Buchardt logo to connect to another device, if something might happen, and it will do the refresh menu once more, and we can log into the hub. Once we are in the hub, what we want to do right now is of course pair the stereo hub to the loudspeakers we have. And in this case it's the Anniversary 10 we have right here. So the first thing we will do is power them on. Let's do this for both of them. Give them 20 seconds to boot up, and when they have done that, you can press and hold the pairing button. Press that for 3 seconds on the back, and when you have done that, you will see that the wireless LED on the back of the speaker will start to flash rapidly. So let's do this for this one as well. There we go. And now we need to pair them to the hub. So that's pretty easy. You have a pairing button on the back of the hub. You just press that once. You can also do this within the app from the settings, but found it to be easy to just press the physical button. Give it some time, and when both speakers are connected, you will see that the wireless LED that was flashing before will now be solid white, and that means that it has paired to the hub. Now, one thing that is very important here is to note that when you have paired the speakers, they will both default as left channel. So if you start playing music now, you will just have left channel playing out of both of them, and that will not sound very good. So we need to arrange the one of the channels to your right, and you can do that in two different ways. Now the easy way I found is of course to use the Buchardt app, and we go into the speaker setup tab right here, and you can see you have two speakers on top of each other. You just press and you will have both of them. So if we press and hold on one of them, it will emit a sound. That's this speaker over here, and we can just drag it over to the right position, and now you have stereo. So that's pretty easy. You can also drag it down to the subwoofer placement, but that's only if you have wiser subwoofers that will be needed. So another way to do this is to set them up from the remote. You can also do that, but we need to pair the remote first to the Platin Hub, and that can be done also in two different ways. You have within the app, you have a remote pairing. You can start there if you go into settings, but you can also press and hold the pairing button on the back for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and the back LED on the Platin Hub will start to flash rapidly. And now you just need, if you of course have mounted the batteries, to press any button. There we go. And the way we can see that the remote is paired is that the LED over the power button is illuminated when you shake it or move it. If that's not illuminated, that means it is not paired with the hub. You can also see every time you press a button, it will give a short flash on the back. But now we have the remote paired, so let's try to do an remote channel selection instead of from the app, if you for some reason don't have access to the app. And you can do this by tapping 3 times rapidly on the back. 1, 2, 3. So this is how the remote looks when you're in the pairing process. If you press your track back, it will set the current speaker as your left channel, and that's indicated by 1 LED. If you press the play pause, it will set it as a subwoofer, indicated by 3 LEDs. And if you press the track forward button, it will be set as your right speaker. So let's set this as our left speaker, and then go to the next speaker. You press the next button here, and now the other speaker should emit a sound, and we want to set this as our right channel. So let's do that, and when you're finished, you simply press the power button. So that's also a way to do the pairing process. While we're on the remote, we can go over some of the other features that the remote also have. If you need to lock a certain volume on a given channel or input, let's say that you need to have a fixed volume on line input, and you want that to be here, you can press and hold the mute button for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when it's done, it will give a short flash indicating now it's locked. And when you get the Platin Hub, the USB channel will be locked from as stock. So if you want to unlock that, press and hold for 5 seconds. It's that easy. There we go. So now you can control the volume on the USB input as well. Oh, and another function of the remote is to make Bluetooth either invisible or visible. Now, as stock, the Bluetooth will be visible, but that means that anybody near you can actually log into the Platin Hub, and it will jump over to Bluetooth channel, and they can turn the volume up, and that will be quite annoying. So if you are living in a place where you maybe in an apartment where you have a lot of other people around you, I recommend strongly that you disable the Bluetooth visibility, and you do that by pressing and holding the track back for 5 seconds. You can also disable the Bluetooth, and you'll see that it will just give a short flash indicating that now it's invisible. And if you want to make it visible again, you just press the track forward button for 5 seconds. But it can also be done within the app. I can just show you here. So when we're in the app, now you just go over to the main screen, select the input selector, and go over to Bluetooth. When you're there, you have some extra settings that will pop up here. You have Bluetooth disconnected, no device connected, and Bluetooth visibility is now set as hidden. We can also press here and change that to on. So that's it for the app setup, and now let's go over how to do the Google Cast setup process. So I will just go into factory reset and start all over again. Now this is the preferred method because that will of course activate all the features, all the streaming features that the Platin Hub has. If you're only doing it by the AirPlay setup, you will not have access to Google Cast. So download the Google Home app to your iOS or Android device. When you see it flashing rapidly, now if you haven't used Google Home before, you'll start by setting up your home, and that's pretty easy. Just go over that process, and when you get to this screen you can go into devices, and when you're in devices you can just press add and set up a new device. New device, yeah, and you can choose the home you have created, and we'll just press next, and now it's looking for devices. It will just take a short while. Let's see if it finds the Platin Hub here. There we go, Stereo Hub found, and let's press next, and now it's connecting to the Stereo Hub. And did you hear a sound? If you have paired the speakers you will hear a sound here, but if you don't, it doesn't matter. We can just go over. Yeah. And where is this device? Choose your location for your Stereo Hub. And this is if you have multiple devices. We can just go all the way down and create a custom home. I like to do that, and then just call this Platin Hub. Maybe. Call it whatever you want. Next, and here you choose what Wi-Fi to connect the Platin Hub to. And again, recommend connecting it to your 2.4 GHz home Wi-Fi. So let's do that. And it will just need a minute to connect to your Wi-Fi. And now it says connected. And that's actually it. We can just press continue here to finish the setup process. Almost finished, yeah. And skip tutorial. Tutorial completes, yes. And that's it. Now the Platin Hub has been connected to your Wi-Fi using the Google Home app, and all features are activated on the Platin Hub. So next up, let's go over how to connect the Zen microphone to your system if you added this to your bundle. Now we do recommend this because it is to future-proof the way of doing room correction in it, and it is also a bit more accurate than iPhones are. And remember, the iPhone 14 will be the last certified iPhone to work as a room correction device for the Platin Hub. So in the box you will get a manual, which is very important to read, so please do that. It's quite simple. And then the Zen microphone itself, and you also get a USB charging cable. Let's just remove this. Now, the first thing we'll do is open the Buchardt app again and go into the Stereo Hub. And now let's first power on the Zen microphone. Now the Zen microphone, it has built-in Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, and we need to connect this to your home Wi-Fi in order for to make it work. So let's just press the startup button, and now you'll see the same type of flashing. When it's booting up, it will flash slowly, just like the Platin Hub does, and when it's ready to be set up, it will give the same indication as the Platin Hub, where it's flashing rapidly. And now we can see in the app a pop-up has occurred where you can connect it to your Wi-Fi. This will happen automatically when you start up the Zen microphone. And let's just connect it. Type in your password. Done, and connects. And we can look at the front LED of the Zen microphone. When it's connected, it will be solid green like this. So the first thing we need to do when we have connected it to the Wi-Fi is to perform an update. It's pretty easy. You just tap 4 times on the power button. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it will flash blue and green. And that means that it's now doing the update process. So let's just leave it there for a bit. Okay, now we see that it's back at solid green. The update process took a few minutes. You can go into the Buchardt app to check its settings. You can just press the settings tab over here, and you'll see Zen microphone pop up down here, and you can press the settings here as well. And that will showcase you the system firmware and how much battery there is in it, serial number and all that. Right now, when it's powered on and green, if you go to the room correction tab over here, we also have the manual EQ. You can see that there's a small icon besides the Buchardt logo that will show you that the microphone is activated. When you start the room correction process, you will see that the green LED will turn solid red, which means that it's the Zen microphone that is doing the room correction. So that's it for the setup guide on the Platin stereo hub. I hope that you enjoyed this, and if you have further questions, you are welcome to go into our website. We have a very good manual that's also provided in there under our download sections for the stereo hub as well. Thank you for watching.